Today I'm going to take you back, way back to ye old times of December 2009. Little Isaac had just finished watching James Cameron's Avatar. As the credits rolled, I turned to Angus and I said, "Wow, what a picture. I'll never see anything like that ever again." Then, Angus turned back to me. He only had 5 words to say. 5 words that would go on to define the next 12 years of my life.
There's gonna be a sequel.
From that point on, I spent every waking hour thinking about Avatar 2.
Avatar 2, when they first started talking about this, they were talking about 2014. Then it got bumped to 2015. Then, okay, everybody, we can now say with confidence, December 2016.
Day after day, month after month, year after year went by, and the movie never arrived. Recently, I thought that maybe it was time to give up on the possibility of ever getting an Avatar sequel. But then, just the other day, I finally figured it out. I finally cracked the code. Everything suddenly made sense. There is no sequel to Avatar. There never will be a sequel to Avatar because Avatar itself was the sequel all along. Now, I just had to let the world know, so the other day I posted online, Avatar is actually a sequel to Titanic. Changed my mind. You guys had this to say. What's the connection? Great question, Neos. So yeah, you know how in Titanic, you got that big ship, right? And there's all those people on it. And so, in Avatar, yeah. Let's take a look at the next comment. Anthony says, "I need more of an explanation. How is this a rational thought?" Oh, it's rational. It's completely rational. And once you hear my explanation, you're gonna be like, "What? That's the most rational thought I've ever heard." Well, it's not. I mean, you can ask James Cameron. You know what? Great idea, Era Studio. Hey, Jim. What's going on?
Hey Isaac, I'm at the bottom of the ocean right now, so be quick.
Yeah, of course. Jimster, let me get your thoughts on this. Remember Avatar?
Yeah.
So I think that it's a sequel to Titanic. You're nodding your head, right?
Listen, I gotta go. I got some aliens on the other line, but I'll be back. You know you've always been like a son to me, and I love you dearly.
Okay, talk to you soon. Well, it seems like James can neither confirm nor deny my theory. But luckily, we have the next most trusted source right here. Commenter Carl Kreitz. I wonder what Carl thinks. Just because the same director made it doesn't mean it's a sequel. That's not how movies work, okay? Now post something actually interesting instead of just posting whatever. Yes, it is, Carl. That's how movies work. I mean, like, maybe not for all movies, but I need there to be an Avatar sequel, okay? I need this. I'm sorry about that. I got a little heated there. It's just, this theory is the closest I've come to an Avatar sequel, but I don't know. Nobody seems to agree with me, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Avatar isn't a sequel to Titanic. Maybe all the time I've spent dreaming of an Avatar sequel has all been in vain. Maybe, just maybe, it's finally time to give up.
Wah, anything can be a sequel to anything as long as the time difference is long enough.
Wait a second. Waluigi might be onto something there. 1 second, let me grab my red string. Anything can be a sequel to anything, as long as the time difference is long enough. Titanic was set in 1912, and Avatar is set in 2154. So that's a time difference of 242 years. That's pretty long. We might be onto something here. Right, Nicholas? I mean, isn't any futuristic movie a sequel to any historical fiction? Yeah, any futuristic movie is a sequel to any historical fiction. Avatar is a futuristic movie, and Titanic is historical fiction. Ergo, Avatar is a sequel to Titanic? No, the Emoji Movie was the sequel to Titanic. Okay, come on. The Emoji Movie, a sequel to Titanic? That makes no sense. Let's get back on track. Gene says, well, of course. Every true fan knows that when the Titanic crashed, the millions of seeds it was carrying got spread into the ocean bed, from which arose a jungle that took over the entire planet. This led to humanity devolving into a more primitive version of themselves, which the last stragglers hanging on to the technology for survival in the wild. Yes, it's all coming together. As all true fans obviously know, there were millions of seeds aboard the Titanic. And when the ship went down, those seeds only had one place to go, the bottom of the ocean. And surely we all took grade 3 science. When you've got seeds, plus ground, plus water, that equals Avatar. The string connects perfectly on this one, Gene. And that's not all. Chris says, Kate Winslet's character in Avatar 2 will be revealed to be Rose's great-great-great-granddaughter. And the heart of the ocean is made of unobtainium. Heck yeah. Rose's necklace, the heart of the ocean, must be made of unobtainium. What else would it be made of? And also, if Kate Winslet's gonna be in Avatar 2, that must mean that her character is related to Rose, right? It's so obvious. Zen says, that actually makes sense. If the theories on Jack being a time traveler is true, then Avatar would probably have the sufficient technology already to make the time machine. They purposefully placed Jack to divert the course of history to collide with the iceberg, and in the wreckage, there they found the first unobtainium that fueled their search for more. Yes, yes, triple yes. We all know that Jack is a time traveler from the future, and Avatar is set in the future, and so Jack intentionally went back in time to make the Titanic hit the iceberg. Duh. And if that's not a clear enough sign that Avatar is a sequel to Titanic, Silford says, yes, it is. It's a continuation where Jack dies and enters the deepest deeps of the ocean, apparently where a black hole resides, a portal to zip you through dimensions. He slips into a parallel universe where he's taken to the avatar of Jake. That's right, Jack was a time traveler, as we all know, and he went through a portal in the deepest deeps of the ocean where he ends up as Jake, presumably 2154. Avatar time. So clearly Jack is like in a time loop or something, going back and forth between 1912 and 2154. Sounds like my kind of Wednesday night. I'm starting to believe that my theory is right. Am I right? You are right. Titanic never happened on Earth. It originally took place on Pandora, and the ship never smashed into an iceberg. It was actually a big mountain of unobtainium. This story came to Earth when Earthlings returned back to Earth at the end of Avatar, and since time works differently in space, and all Titanic was made before the incidents of Avatar happened, which was also adopted as a movie. I've gotta say it, Harsha's also right. My life's work has been worth it, because all these theories make complete total sense. After decoding them all very carefully, I believe I can definitively, absolutely, 100% confirm that yes, Avatar is a sequel to Titanic. Let me summarize why. Rose's great-great-great-granddaughter is gonna be in Avatar 2, and Rose's heart of the ocean is made of unobtainium. And it's at the bottom of the ocean now, which is also where the world Avatar grew out of. Because a bunch of powerful seeds were on board the Titanic, and the Titanic crashed, and the seeds fell to the bottom of the ocean. And also, the Titanic crashed because Jack is from the future, and he went back to make it crash, because the unobtainium was on the Titanic. It was the heart of the ocean, the necklace. And then they were like, if we crash, then we can find more unobtainium later. But also, Jack keeps falling into black holes that take him back to the future, from which he then time travels to the past in an infinite time loop. Also, Titanic never happened, and the iceberg is actually unobtainium. It all makes perfect sense. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Well, that's our video for this week. Are you finally convinced that Avatar is a sequel to Titanic? Are you holding out hope for more Titanic sequels? What do you think they'll be about? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to visit our community tab for more of our objectively correct statements. All right, see you next time.